Well, good evening again. Welcome back to Learning Investor. In my previous video, I talked about how my investing journey was for 2021 and 2022. Now we're going to talk about 2023. 2021, 2022 was kind of a bust. Lost half my investments. Half the money I invested was gone. I didn't know what I was doing. In 2023, I started learning. Things started getting better. Kind of like this sunset here. It's pretty scenery, the lake. And so my numbers were pretty as well for 2023. Bitcoin price had started going back up again. I think it was in the 60s by the end of 2023, similar to what it is now, but I had started investing in Bitcoin at the end of 2023. It was 25,000, so interesting. I started learning. I was still in ROI Apps, some of the ROI Apps, but I had done, in some of my articles, I'd done a year in review, and I'd started doing monthly reports on my progress. You can look at my Medium page and check that out if you want to, see what's there. I don't do monthly reports anymore, but I'll look at it. I might start doing monthly videos maybe. I don't know, maybe I should do that. Anyways, so I looked back and see how my year in review was. This is a pretty lake. Pretty lake. Very good reflection on the sun and the sunset and the clouds and stuff. Anyway, so the numbers were looking really good for 2023. I was still in some ROI apps. I was still learning about them, trying to make profits, trying to get my money back out of them instead of just leaving them cold turkey. I started getting involved in other stuff besides ROI apps. I was still into the GameFi stuff a little bit. There's some fish. I don't know if you can see the fish. You can see little ripples. They're pretty much gone though. Anyways, so some GameFi stuff, and started investing in other things. I was in some other projects, wrote some articles about some projects. One of the projects was very famous. It had a faucet and dripped a lot. Those of you who've been around, you kind of know what I'm hinting at. I wrote an article about it, and it had a spiral staircase, and it went down. And the title of the article was, "How Low Can It Go?" Well, that guy got me kicked out of their Telegram group. One of my friends at the time told me that was just a badge of honor. It basically getting kicked out of the group. I started investing in another ecosystem. It was a lot different, or it seemed like it was a lot different. Started learning about reflection tokens and potentially investing in a token that was kind of a stable coin. And it was a hack, and it was depeg. But the developer was talking like it was going to hit $1 again. The community was talking about it was going to hit $1 again, so I invested heavily in that token. And then there was another token on the same ecosystem. They were kind of related to each other. I invested in them. And it was a type of token that when you just held it in your wallet, and the more trades that happened on that token, the more free tokens you got. It was a reflection type of token. Never been invested in a reflection token before. Price was extremely cheap. I mean, I had millions of those tokens. I don't know exactly. I have to look and see if I actually reached 1 billion of those tokens. But I had several hundred million, and it was still cheap. Made a bunch of money off of that by the reflections, and started learning how to take profits a little bit. I think I invested like 8,000 total for the year into different projects. I think I pulled out, made like 11,000 profit off of it, off of that 8,000. So it was a very good year at the end of the year. And I was getting into projects that I thought were gonna last, that they seemed really good. 2023, things were starting to turn around. 2022, everything was going down and it was depressing. similar to what it is now. You know, now that everything is down, it's kind of depressing. But keep going forward, things will go back up. This is not financial advice, by the way. I'm not telling you what to do, how to have patience and things like that with your investments. Your investment may not come back up. Always do your own research, figure out what you want to do with your money. This is my story about what I've done with my money. Some of the things I've learned, some of the experiences I've had, and so maybe we all can learn from it. You know, I'm even learning looking back at some of the things I did. I think at that time, I'm trying to remember whether it was 2023 or 2024, I ended up having a little, I want to call it a buffer wallet maybe, or a wallet that held a bunch of stable tokens that I was taking profits and holding them in stable coins. And so I need to do that again. I think that was a good idea. Give me some dry powder to invest when I see a new project or something that I want to get involved in, or just use it as a stabilizer to help build my floor. So when the prices go down like they have been, they only go down so far, as long as the stablecoin token stays pegged. Anyway, so I was enjoying writing about this this token that was a stable token that was not pegged. It could go back to $1, be a lot of profit if it did. And then, which it did, it actually went way up higher than $1, but it wasn't a stable token at that time. I'll have to talk about that a little while later, maybe. And I was enjoying the reflection token that I was investing in. Never invested in a reflection token before. And it was just amazing to me how I would hold the token in my wallet and I would get free tokens just for holding it. Of course, I got fussed at by the developer at one time, so they were not free. But to me, they seemed like they were free. I mean, they just, you know, what happened the way a reflection token works is there is a tax charged on that transaction from that particular token, whatever that percentage is for that tax. And then the tax that is paid for the transaction is shared amongst the rest of the holders of that token. And however many tokens you hold determines how much you get back in reflections. You get deposited automatically into your wallet. So say for example, if you have 100,000 or 1 million of this particular token, and somebody makes a huge transaction, whether it's a buy or a sell, it doesn't really matter. The tax is charged and you get a whole bunch of tokens put in your wallet because of that transaction. And a bunch of other people who are holding that token do too. And so what I was doing, something else I was doing, and I've kind of gotten away from doing this, but it was kind of neat when I was doing it before, is I would have more than one wallet in that same project. So I'd have project wallet number 1, project wallet number 2. Sometimes I would have a self-referral. I would join the project with project wallet number 1, and then I would use a referral link to join the project with project wallet number 2. So then I got referral fees whenever I did anything with that number 2 wallet. I got referral fees in number 1. So that helped earn a little extra. Plus, it gave me some things to play around with. I could experiment with one wallet while I held steady with a particular strategy with another wallet. So it's kind of neat. I enjoyed it. I may get back into that again. I don't know, I'm tossing it back and forth. A lot of the things that I'm in now, it doesn't really matter if you have one account or 2 accounts because they don't really have referrals. So anyways, here's a good view on the lake. Nice, pretty lake in the evening. It looks really cool, really good. Anyway, so I had more than one account with these projects, and I was getting referral fees, and I could experiment. I had to keep track of all of it. And so I think at that time, between the number of wallets and the number of projects that I was in, I had 20 different accounts to keep up with. I think I had 20 accounts in like, I don't know, 11 or 12 different projects. And it was busy. I was busy. I was taking up a lot of time keeping up with all that stuff. I'm not anywhere near that number of projects now. I think I've got like 10 or 11 things I'm actually in. So it's a lot easier to keep track of. And I started doing charts and graphs and started following those things and seeing how they lead. There's a cool little bird. Let's see if we can get a picture of that. Where'd it go? There it is. See the bird? Kind of fuzzy because I'm having to zoom in. That's pretty neat. See a bird flying around. Anyway. So it's pretty cool walking here alongside the lake talking about money. I always try to do something different, get outside and walk around a little bit. So what did I learn in 2023? On these videos, I'm gonna try to say what happened, what I did, how I felt, things like that. And at the end of the videos, I'm gonna try to say what I've learned. So in 2023, one of the things I've learned, or what I need to learn, was start taking profits early. Especially with the ROI apps, I was on my way trying to get out of those at that particular time. And so I needed to learn to keep profits. I recycled some of the profits back into them, but I needed to learn to keep some out. And then I needed to learn how to take more profits out of the other projects that I was in. You know, when the token price goes up, you sell a little bit to take profits. So, because it really ain't yours unless you take it. It is not profitable unless you take profits. It's what they call unrealized profits. So I was in the process of learning that. Another thing I was in the process of learning is how to have a wallet that you used as a foundation or a floor. And I take those profits and put them in stablecoins and hold them in that wallet to build up like a little savings account or whatever. I need to start doing that again, probably. Little by little, because one of the things I was investing in that was going to use as my foundation and floor, depegged here recently. It was down like 25% now, 28%, somewhere along them lines. So I need to find a stable coin to do that with. Another thing I've learned then is if I join a program that has a referral link in it and you can get referral fees, then I can do multiple accounts in that project if allowed. Sometimes they don't allow it, but if they do allow it, then I can do multiple accounts and just earn from both sides of that. It's a pretty cool little lake. I really like this lake. This is at the end of the evening. Just gotta watch out for bugs and mosquitoes and stuff. Another thing I've learned with that is I need to reduce how many projects I'm actually in. Because back then, like I said, I was in 20 different projects. It's hard to keep up with everything. Lots of stuff going on. And so the less projects I'm in, the less work I have to do. And actually the larger amount that I'll have in each one of those projects, because it's not the same amount that's spread amongst several different things. So anyway, so 2023 was really good. Things were looking up. Prices were coming back. It looked like the bear market was starting to end. Things were leveling off. I was making profits. So it was a good year. 2021, 2022 was a bust. 23 was kind of a boom. And so if you like this channel, if you like what I'm doing, if you want to hear more, if you want to, oh, there we go. You don't look, you want to talk to my beard and my microphone, you can actually talk, you can see me. If you want to find out what happened in 2024, subscribe, hit that notification bell. There'll be another video coming soon. So if you've had the same experience or you've had similar experiences, especially with some of the projects that I may have mentioned, I didn't call anything by name, but you may know what I'm talking about. So I look forward to see what's happening next. Anyways, remember, I don't know it all. I'm learning just like the rest of us. This is The Learning Investor. Talk to y'all later.